driving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. Almost there. It is Monday, March 14th, and we're done doing that. All right. I'll let everybody catch up here. I really don't like doing this in the afternoons. It's usually a little too late by then, but you know, what are you gonna do? I've been trying to get myself on a regular sleep schedule, just having a hard time getting her done. So I'm gonna head to bed a little bit earlier than usual tonight. We will see. So, all right, just wait to hit that 2-minute mark. Let people have a chance to join. Kitty cats aren't destroying too much around here, so all right. Yeah, I thought this would be a good topic to kind of explore what tough love actually is, because it's thrown around a lot. Hey, Jill, good to see you. You see it around a lot, and there was another guy that was just talking about it, and he kind of, I think he misunderstood it a little bit, but what he was trying to get to, I understood. Now he was more around the solution on it, which I very much agreed with. Do I agree with tough love? Nah, I do and I don't. I mean, tough love can be pretty extreme, man. Does it work? Yes. Oh, thank you, Jill. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. I really do, and thank you. Yeah, so she has some emails for me. So, so I went through some tough love, right? My parents discovered tough love through Phil Donahue back in the 80s, and back then I don't think they really had. I think it's a good concept, but can be utilized really bad. All right. So tough love is usually going to involve an intervention. Okay. Um, I am very the interventions can work, but gosh, you've got to find the right interventionist. Okay. Because there's a couple of different forms of tough love. And I think it depends on who you are. So I'm watching my cat. He's he's been in some pain, and I can't tell if it's because he's going to the bathroom or his leg. And he's getting ready to jump up on the bed. No, he is not. He decided not to. That's why I think it's his leg. So, sorry, I'm not not quite with it today. I've had a hard time getting up. Anyway, so I was an out of control teenager. Okay. I can't say that I wasn't because I was. I was out of control. I wasn't going to school. I wasn't listening to my parents. I did literally whatever the fuck I wanted to because I knew My parents had no control over me. I knew that. And I knew that because they hadn't had control over me ever. I had been taking care of the bills. I had been taking care of the kids the way I saw it. I was an adult. Now, if we would have come to this conclusion when I was 14, I think it would have turned out differently. Because see, at that time, I didn't know that's what I was mad about. I just knew I was mad. No, I didn't even get a thank you. Right. Instead, what I got was locked up because of tough love. Now, is that my parents' fault? Yeah, sure it is. They did that. Okay. Does that mean that I need to apply blame? I used to a lot. Okay. But I got past the point. See, what tough love can do is it can create PTSD. And it created something in me that I've had to deal with for a long time. And the way that I see it is if you helped out with it, then you need to help get me out of it. You're going to find people don't do that. It's unfortunate, but it's the way it is. My mom used to say things to me like, I love you, but I love you from way over here. Well, fuck you too. You know, my mom's a very straightforward person. She does not fuck around. All right. I wish she had a little bit of my grandmother's tact, but she just doesn't. And that's the way it is. Right. Why am I picking on my parents? Because it's the one I know. All right. And no, both the people that raised me are fantastic people. They do a lot of good in the world. So my mom she works with refugees, man. I don't want to get too much into it because what she's doing isn't legal. Right? I don't so fucking what? I don't care. She's teaching people how to grow food and live a life and fuck yeah. Good stuff, right? So really when it comes back to it, does tough love work? I want to say yes. Does it work all the time? No. So what so when I was talking about intervention, the portion of intervention, okay, you're taking on something here and you're going to have to make a person realize how bad things are in order for them to make a change. But you cannot do that through a positive incantation. Does that make sense? So your interventionist is going to be key. Okay. Because they're going to be able to take those emotions that you're feeling and help them put them into words that doesn't really hurt. So, what does tough love do? Okay. Tough love is a catalyst. It is like taking a fire and throwing gasoline on it. That's exactly what it's like. Okay. It can be very gaslighting. That's the one thing that I have a problem. Oh, great. We all get to sit down and tell this person what the fuck's wrong with them. I ain't showing up to that. Are you showing up to that? I wouldn't even show up to that now. Actually, I would because now I have the brains and wherewithal to tell you to piss off, right? Do we have to utilize tough love in the program? We do. We do to a certain extent. Do we spend a lot of time on the unwilling? No, we don't. That's tough love. It is a form of tough love. So see, tough love can be utilized for good things. It can be, right? So I did not go the same route with my daughter that my parents did with me, but I still implemented tough love. In other words, I had some boundaries. Okay. So let's think on this. These people are having to deal with our fucking disease, man. That's got to be tough for them. Could you imagine how unmanageable, out of control they see us? And it is killing them. So can you blame them for wanting to put down a boundary to stop you from doing that? Can't blame them for that. You can't. There's a balance in here. So like I was saying with my daughter, I did not discriminate. I didn't push. I don't even talk to her about drinking. Well, didn't. She's not talking to me. Right? She asked me to stay out of her life, so I just, when I'd see the grandkids, I'd see the grandkids. I'd see her. You look good, and I left her alone, just like she asked, and she booked it. Now, on the other side, you know, was that the right thing to do? I wasn't gonna be able to stop her. So why turn it into a fight? I don't want to fight with her. I love her. I I want her to have a happy life. If it means she's doing it without her dad, does it hurt? You bet it does. It hurts, right? But she hasn't gotten to the point where, you know, kind of like I was talking about earlier about blame. You know, do I blame my parents for who I am? No, not anymore. Did they do it? Yeah, they did do it. There's not anything I can't go back and change that, but there is something that I can do about it. I can go to therapy, I can take care of some things, right? But a lot of times what tough love does is it exacerbates a problem. And that's you might send this person to their death. Let's just talk plainly. You might send somebody to their death. No, you can't stay here. You must live out on the streets. That's the worst one. Though that's where my nightmares are every night. That is what it's always about, is that I am homeless and my parents will let me stay with them and blah blah blah. Yeah. Every night. That's what I go through. Those are my nightmares. So every night I get to go through the how much my family hates me. No, that isn't true. It's up here. It's up here, guys. Nobody in my family hates me. They may not want it much to do with me, right? But it is what it is. So if you would have caught me 2 years ago on this topic, I would have ran right through it and beat the crap out of every single side of it on how horrible it was. But there is a place for tough love. I utilize tough love. Okay. But tough love doesn't mean we excommunicate the person. That's not what that means. Not in my book. It says love. It says love. I'm going to put some love in there. Hey, Jackie, good to see you. Just imagine what it's like okay, so I'm going to put myself in my parents' shoes. They have an out of control child. He's angry. He's drunk half the time. He's punching holes in the walls, running away, not going to school. I hadn't gone to school for it. I quit going to school in junior high, guys. Fuck school. Even to this day, fuck school. I hated school. I hated it. I so did not belong. I hated being around all of you. School was a I got my GED and I scored in the 98th percentile. It isn't that I'm not intelligent. It's that I was bored out of my mind. Right? Jill's got something to say here. It's kind of lengthy, so I want to read it. The key, as you said, is balance. When I was traumatized and my mother testified against me, it hurt more than anything. She almost did send me to my death. Yep. However, what matters the most to me is God. Thank you, Jill. That was very nice. Yeah. So, and yeah, the key is balance, and it's hard. It's hard to do. Um, And you know, there was one time I had a party. I had so many parties at that house, it was ridiculous. And somebody had left some weed on the left a bowl of weed on the um, washer. My mom found it, pressed charges against me. Right. So I went to court. I went to court. I remember this because I was going on past next. So I went to court, and I'm waiting, and they're pretty busy, and they come out and they said, "Are you Dion Bates?" I said, "I certainly am." They said, "We are just too busy today. We are dropping the charges. Have a good day." My mom was pissed. She was pissed. And she got mad at me. And I told her, because she couldn't stop my my pass, because I was a ward of the state at this point. She had no say so over what happened to me. She gave up her fucking rights for me. How's that for tough love, right? Now you see why I'm not big on it. And I told her, if you're going to press charges against somebody, you best show up to prove it. Nice try. All right. But that fucking, yeah, that shit hurts. And so, Jill, when you were talking about that, that hit my heartstrings. That shit's gotta hurt. You know, we already live with a disease that tells us how bad we are, what sick people we are. You know, we're damaged goods as it is. So for people to come along and degrade us even more, I don't consider that tough love. I consider that arrogance. I consider that gaslighting. Right? But we got to put ourselves in other people's shoes and understand that we did do those things. And we are going to take responsibility for those things. Whether they are in their part or not is up to them. Right. And there again, and that's where balance comes back in. I'm going to utilize my mom again. Okay. It was about a month ago. She sent me a message. She said, Roger and I are going to Mexico. We'll be back in a week. And I said, okay, because Mother's Day's coming up and I'm trying to fix things here. I said, great, let me know when you're back so that we can talk. Oh, a month ago. See, she knows what the talk is about and she's avoiding it. She doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe she doesn't want to heal past that point. Maybe she's tired of being blamed for being the fucking bad guy because of who I am. Do you know how much flack she took because of the things that I did? Or just because of who I was? Things that were out of her control, out of my control. I wore an eye patch. I had a speaking disability. Doctors told her I was retarded. And I just couldn't say my S's correctly. I was picked on a lot. I was a special kid. I can tell you that. Paul says, I absolutely agree with everything you're accepting, saying that we were damaged goods. We were possibly when we came into the program, but yeah, okay. I guess I could back off on the damaged goods. I think you're right on that. So I will work on better verbiage for that next time. All right. I guess what I was trying to say is the chips were against us in the beginning anyway. Maybe that's a better way to put it than saying damaged goods, because yeah. Thank you, Paula. See, that's what I love about my friends. They don't let me get away with calling me names, or you guys. See? So I love about this, man. This is all about learning new things, changing, being open-minded to change. You got to be open-minded to change. Jill says, absolutely. Once she knew the truth about what the truth happened to me, she has never made amends to me, and I can't expect it from her. Yeah. Yeah. That's the hard part. And we do live with that. So I figured out that as long as I keep my side of the street clean, right? Because I don't want to be hearing, I, 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 I don't want to be hearing, well, if I die, you might regret, and I don't have any of those. If my mother was to pass away, I have no regrets right now. I have expressed most of what I needed to say. I love her for who she is. But if I was to say, but I love her from over here, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, this is all about getting out of the comfort zone. If we're not out of our comfort, so Paula's saying, "Boy, you are pushing me into change out of my comfort zone," but that's okay. I'm gonna do it. So Paula's coming on with me tomorrow. We're coming on at 10 a.m. and we're gonna be talking about humility. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, yeah, you guys, I utilize so tough love is a catalyst, and so I don't really cover this too often, but I've got some pretty close friends here. I consider myself a catalyst. So if you're going through something or trying to change and you hang out with me, it is going to happen a lot quicker. You cannot hang out with me and not change. It doesn't work. Or you will get so uncomfortable, you'll run. You will. But you'll say things to me and I'll be like, well, what about your trust in God though? You know, see, we're trying to not only do we need to stay in our own lanes, we need to get in our lane, right? And sometimes what God is asking us to do can be extremely uncomfortable. And that's why his love language is trust. So we have to have faith in God, absolute faith. Yeah, some people I don't let run, Paula. Depends on the situation. So, tough love, does it work? Kind of. I've seen it work. I've seen it work. But it needs to stay away from the gaslighting. It needs to stay away from the you. In other words, if you're going to sit down with somebody and try and help them, stay away from the particulars. Well, you did this and it affected me here. Oh my gosh. But that's kind of in a way what's going to happen. Okay. But if you have somebody there that is in charge, they'll be able to work through it with you. Okay. So before you go running off applying tough love, figure out what it is first. Figure out what it's going to look like for you. Okay. Because we all love differently too. See, when my parents found out tough love, it became an automatic excommunication from the family. That is how they introduced tough love. Oh, well, if they want to come back, no, you boot them out. I was 16. Lucky it was the 80s and not now. Probably be dead. Jackie says, I'm not sure about this tough love. I think everyone needs to be treated as an individual and act accordingly. Yay, Jackie. That's why I love doing this, man. Man, I love it. Yes, everybody in this world deserves that respect, Jackie. They do. Absolutely. And that starts with us, huh? So my family made that mistake, so I can respect that. They were doing the best that they could. They were. Fuck, I'm 52. I don't feel like an adult. They were in their 30s when they were dealing with me, man. Come on. I got to give a little bit of slack on this. I do. Or that relationship will not heal. And you guys, I know I don't look like it and I don't act like it. I'm a big mama's boy. I miss my mommy. That's why I won't give up on it. Oh, I will not give up on my relationship with my mom. I don't give a fuck how much tough love she throws at me. The tough love stuff has ended with her because I'm not drinking stuff anymore. All right, we're going to see what Paula has to say, and then we're going to wrap up. There's a lot of people in the program that think you need to be broken before you can be repaired. Most of them are old school. I understand tough love, but I believe that we need to be loved and believed, and especially when I first came in. Yeah. We all deserve that. That's why I don't give newcomers trust. I give them respect. I have respect for somebody who has decided I've had enough. I'm going to go ask for help. That's like the hardest thing in the world to do. So I have a lot of respect for that, and I tell them so. This is my usual thing in if there's newcomers in the meeting. Number one, it's not your fault. You were born with this disease. Right? Doesn't mean we're not going to take responsibility for our actions. We are. We're going to need to do that. But if enough is enough, then then you're home, man. There's no need to do this alone anymore. No, you don't need to do that. I have a lot of respect. The fact that you came in and said, I need help. I respect that. Lower your voice. I respect it. Well, and you can hand it out. You can hand out respect to anybody and not expect anything in return. Ha 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 ha. How do you guys see what I'm doing? Giving people the benefit of the doubt, right? All right. Excuse me. All right, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys. First couple minutes was kind of slow, so figuring out the 3-minute mark is really when it gets out there. So, all right, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for daily reflection. Tomorrow we will be on at 10 a.m. It will be Paula and I will be talking about humility. Plan on it being a little bit longer than usual. Well, we went 27 minutes today, so I never know how long they're gonna last. It doesn't matter because it's up to God. I love you guys. Peace out, and